In this TechTalk, I am discussing spin drying systems with Andrea Colussi, CEO of Colussi Ermes, part of Middleby Bakery. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello, good day.
So I'm really excited to talk about this topic because this spin drying technology is very unique and very interesting. This is something that uses centrifugal technology. Can you explain to me exactly how that works?
Yeah, it is a very essential physical application that takes the advantage of centrifugating any object, essentially, on its vertical axis. Specifically in the bakery industry, it could be applied for plastic crates, or it could be applied for even baking pans eventually, or complete baking racks with pans on it, with baking pans. It consists on spinning the complete object with a very high speed in order to remove the water, excessive water present on its surface, and achieve a total dryness.
Okay, so what were some of the driving factors behind developing this technology? Why did Colussi develop a spin drying system?
The need started a few years back, about 20 years ago, more or less. And when we noticed that the price of utilities was increasing quite a bit, and customers, our general customers in the baking industry and also in other industry where we work, were very concerned. So we start thinking about some potential application to reduce this. And all of a sudden we realized by using a simple salad spinner, if I can call it, that we could use the same technology on regular objects. So the main factor was to reduce the energy draw on the typical machines, such as plastic crate washers, dryers, or baking pan washer dryers.
So it's interesting that you said energy savings because that's something that's really heavy focus in the United States and in North America. Are you seeing that in other regions of the world?
Yeah, essentially the world basically was hit by this huge price increase into the utilities, and there was a lot of concern, and there was a lot of investigations on ways to reduce this. We have to consider that the spinner is not only reducing the energy consumption by almost 8 to 12 times, depending on the applications, in comparison to conventional systems, but is also reducing the space required for conventional dryers. And usually this is reduced by 1/3, 1/4. And also the noise level. As you know, in terms of health and safety, we're quite concerned about the health of our operators working on the machines. And in general, we were working on conventional systems where the noise level was ranging up to 85 decibel. Now with the spinner, this noise can be reduced down to 77 decibel. So it is quite of an achievement for the industry. So there are multiple advantages related to the applications. And the last one is related to the recovery of the water. So before, the typical techniques that we were using before were evaporating the water. They were using blowers to mechanically remove the water, and then the water was going to be drained. In this case, with the spinner, the water, it is collected and reused back into the washer. So besides the energy consumption, we have also the reduction of water consumption into the system.
Okay, that's really incredible that it's not only conserving the energy that's used to dry these materials, but you're telling me that it's also enabling a bakery to reuse their water. So they're saving water in addition to energy.
And absolutely, they are reusing the water directly, basically. So the water after the spinning cycle is recovered and reused into the pre-wash phase of the washer located before the spinner. And also something that I didn't mention before, another advantage is the fact that since we're all using plastic to carry basically our bread, our cakes, our muffins, whatever is related to the bakery industry. Plastic is suffering basically from all the changes in temperature, whether it is cold or hot. And before we were using very high temperatures to heat the trays in order to generate evaporations to achieve total dryness. Now we are not doing any more that thanks to the spinner. And this is helping us in increasing the lifespan of the plastic crates that we're using. So we have less cracks on the trays, less rough surfaces, crates breaks down less often in comparison to before. So it is another huge impact on the general economics of the plant.
Wow, that's really interesting. So Colussi obviously is part of Middleby Bakery, but Colussi is also part of the larger Middleby food processing group. So let's talk a little bit more. I want to dive a little bit more into what specific bakery applications this can benefit. You mentioned a few specific products like muffins and bread, and also that this is a technology that will be able to be used for trays. So can you sort of walk me through what types of bakeries is this good for?
Well, let's say, first of all, that this application perfectly fits into the bakery of the future. What do I mean by bakery of the future? Bakery of the future is a bakery where the washer and dryer are not anymore placed in the steam room of the plant. The machine is now in line. It could be placed right in the middle of the bakery simply because it doesn't generate any noise. It doesn't generate any wet surfaces, any steam. So it is easily accessible by the operators surrounding it, and it could serve the bakery, a commercial bakery, an industrial bakery, for multiple purposes. First of all, in the logistics of the plastic crates, as a group, we are providing all the movement by AGVs or by LGVs or stacks of crates or stacks of pans. We are providing also the automation to destack them, restack them, and introduce them in our units, where they get washed, they get dry, and then they get restacked and delivered. Consequently delivered in the different departments of the plant. So definitely we are serving industrial, commercial, big bakeries, but also medium-sized and sometimes even small bakeries. The beauty of the system is that we have multiple applications for different requirements. If I can give you some numbers, for instance, we are capable of drying with our smallest system. We can go from 0 up to 1,200 crates per hour, plastic crates per hour, the typical totes that we use in the bakery industry. To a maximum of 2,200 totes per hour. Okay, so this could be understood per line of operation. In general, the lines of operations are reaching 1,800, 2,000. We are slightly above that number, and we are capable of fitting any kind of bakery, essentially.
Wow, and so it's space saving. So this is something that a commercial bakery could look at, and they wouldn't necessarily need to say, I don't think that my bakery is big enough to fit this or use this. There are a variety of applications for different sizes of operations.
Exactly. And also a bakery doesn't need to completely change the system that is using right now. Perhaps they already purchased a washer, they are working with the washer, they are not pleased with the drying system, or they are consuming quite a bit in order to achieve a certain level of dryness. In this case, we can retrofit the current washer with one of our systems. And also one system, it is quite important to say that one system is very flexible and could host different type of totes with different sizes. So it is multifunctional and very flexible to dry different type of products, whether it is unsorted or in batch.
Okay, that's amazing. So Andrea, I guess I just have one last question for you, and that is, what is the easiest way for a baker to learn more, not only about the spin drying, but also the host of other technologies that Colussi offers? What's the easiest way for them to learn more or to get in touch?
I think that the easiest way would be to get in contact with me or one of our sales engineers. We can have a quick call and we can review their needs, first of all. And afterwards, we can present all the options that we have. And after that, we can deliver to him a detailed quote presenting all the comparisons in comparison to conventional system. The new system, we can provide him Excel table where he can actually put the price of the utilities that is actually paying right now, comparing with the consumption of the spinner, so he can have a complete idea of what is the payback on the system right away. It's going to be very fast.
So they can have a very practical understanding of what the benefits are. Andrea, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me about this groundbreaking technology.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here today, and I'll be available for anyone who is looking for additional information.